70 degrees below zero. The coldest inhabited place on Earth. I had 1 day to survive.
Oymyakon, Siberia. The coldest village on Earth. Today, the temperature would drop to -70.
I woke up at 6 a.m. The air burned my nostrils with the first breath. The thermometer said -67. I knew it would get colder.
Every exhale turned to ice crystals. They fell like snowflakes at my feet.
After just 2 minutes, my cheek turned white. Frostnip. The first warning. Gasp.
I covered my face. But the damage was done. The skin was already numb.
The village sits on a frozen river. In summer, it melts. In winter, it's a highway of death. I decided to walk to the lake. A short trip, less than a kilometer. That was my mistake. My watch started glitching. The cold kills batteries in minutes.
The ice was black glass. I could see bubbles frozen inside. Beautiful and deadly.
I made a stupid mistake. I took off my mitten to use my camera for 10 seconds. 10 seconds. That's all it took. My fingers turned white. I shoved them in my armpit. The pain came back. That was good. Pain means you're not frozen yet. I should have gone back then, but I wanted one more shot. The light was perfect. The ice groaned. At -70 degrees Celsius, ice is as hard as steel, but it can still crack.
A crack opened 2 feet from me. My heart stopped. I backed away slowly. My legs were already shaking from the cold. I sat down. My whole body was shaking. That's hypothermia stage 1. I tried to stand. My legs wouldn't listen. I fell face first into the snow.
For a few seconds, I wanted to just lie there, sleep. The cold was whispering to me.
I screamed at myself. Get up! I found a branch and pulled myself upright.
The village was only 500 meters away, but it felt like 5 miles.
I touched my nose. It felt like someone else's. The tip was white. I covered it, but the damage was done. My nose would never be the same.
From above, I must have looked like a drunk man. The cold was shutting down my coordination.
My breathing got shallow. I couldn't take full breaths. The cold air was freezing my airways. I breathed it into my hands. The warmth was pathetic. But it was something. A fishing hut. Abandoned. I crawled inside. It was still -40 inside.
I curled into a ball. The shaking got worse. That's stage 2 hypothermia.
I rubbed my fingers. They were pale but not black. There was still time. Someone left a wool blanket. It smelled like fish. I didn't care. I wrapped it around me. I always carry an emergency blanket. Aluminum foil. It reflects body heat. I put the foil under the wool. My body heat started bouncing back. The water was still lukewarm. I took small sips.
I pressed the bottle against my neck, the carotid artery. It warmed my blood. Ah, warmth. The sun was already sinking. In Oymyakon, winter days are just 3 hours.
I decided to wait until the shaking stopped.
That took 40 minutes.
Finally, my legs felt solid. I wrapped the blanket like a cape and stepped outside.
The village was close. I could see smoke. Smoke means warmth. Warmth means life. A frozen pair of jeans stood like a ghost. In minus 70 degrees Celsius, wet clothes freeze solid in minutes. Locals know not to come out. They stay inside. I was the fool outside. The door handle was frozen. I had to breathe on it for 10 seconds to melt the ice.
I fell inside. The heat was like a punch. My body screamed.
I wanted to sleep, but sleeping after severe cold can kill you. I forced my eyes open.
I crawled to the stove. My hands were still clumsy, but I got a fire going. The fire warmed my face. The ice on my beard began to melt.
My toes were pale, but I could wiggle them. No black yet. I warmed my feet slowly. Too fast, and the pain would be unbearable. My nose was blistered. 2nd-degree frostbite. It would scar.
I made tea. My hands were still shaking, but the liquid was life.
The tea burned my cracked lips. It was the best thing I ever tasted. My watch gave up. It showed minus 68. A souvenir from the dead.
My sweater was damp. Sweat freezes against your skin. I changed into dry clothes. Dry socks. Pink toes. I never appreciated a pair of socks so much.
Night fell. The temperature dropped to minus 73. But I was inside.
The aurora danced. Beautiful. And I was warm. I had won. I lay down. My muscles ached. But I was alive. The cold hadn't taken me. My nose would never look the same. A small price. I replayed the fall on the lake. Stupid. 1 second of distraction.
Never remove mittens outside. Ever.
My fingertips were numb for 3 days after. A reminder. I ate cold bread. But it was fuel. My body needed fuel to rewarm.
Honey in the tea. Sugar helps the body generate heat. I fed the stove. The fire was my lifeline. I wouldn't let it die.
Inside, it was 65 degrees warmer than outside. A different world. I slept for 12 hours. When I woke, the sun was up again.
The cold hadn't let up. But I had survived the night.
I stepped out. The air was calm. At minus 70 degrees Celsius, calm cold is worse than windy cold.
I touched a frozen shirt. It shattered like glass. That could have been my fingers.
The locals emerged to check their animals. Horses, reindeer. They are tougher than me.
Everyone loses something, he said. He gave me reindeer fur mittens. These will save your hands, he said.
The mittens were magic. My hands felt warm for the first time in a day.
I thanked him, then went inside. I had learned my lesson. I decided to leave. One day early. The cold had beaten me.
The thermometer said minus 71. I took a photo, then I left.
I drove away. The village disappeared in the rearview mirror. I didn't look back.
Yakutsk airport. Heat. Real heat. I sat on the floor and cried.
My nose was ugly. But it was mine. Still attached.
I called my mom. I told her I was fine. She didn't believe me.
I slept on the plane. Woke up in Moscow. It was minus 10. It felt like summer.
I walked outside in a sweater. Minus 10 felt like a heat wave. Perspective. My nose hurt. But I was alive. The cold had tried to take me. It failed.
I still have the frozen watch. It sits on my desk. A reminder of the day I almost froze.
Minus 70 is no joke. It will kill you in minutes if you let it.
These mittens saved my hands. A gift from a stranger. Kindness in the cold.
My fingertips will never be the same. But they still work. That's enough. The cold doesn't care about you. It doesn't hate you. It just is. Respect it. I still love the cold. But now I love it from inside a warm room. This is cold breath. And this was the day my body started shutting down. If you made it through this, you know what minus 70 degrees Celsius feels like. Hit like, subscribe to Cold Breath, and share this with someone who needs to respect the cold. Stay alive.